Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert, back with another gear review. Now, normally you wouldn't get to see the article in question quite so early on in the review, but because this particular microphone is so utterly lovely, I thought I'd use it from the word go, even for the voiceover. This is the brand spanking new, just recently launched Audio-Technica 5047 quad diaphragm condenser microphone. 4 diaphragms. We'll get onto that in a minute. This thing is stunning. This is actually the result of what happens when you say to your design and engineering team, do you know what? Go wild. Money's not an issue. Just produce the best possible product you can. Think outside the box, blue sky thinking, all of those sort of totally overused phrases, and go for it. And this is the result. In fact, the whole 50 series of Audio-Technica microphones are the result of that kind of way out there, woohoo, blank page thinking. This is a beautiful microphone. I was very fortunate recently to be invited to the launch of the 5047 at the legendary Real World Studios down in the sort of southwest-ish of England near Bath. Of course, they're owned by Peter Gabriel. They've got some gear there, let's face it. The rather large 9000K SSL console was the centerpiece, obviously. We were very fortunate enough to be asked out there, and as part of the day of kind of sessions with microphones and stuff, there were 2 performances. First one with a chap called Kwaku Mainu, featuring acoustic guitar, vocals, and the amazing kora, or the African harp. That's one of the pieces we'll be playing you. And the other one was featuring the Chris Woods Groove Orchestra. Double bass, acoustic guitar, tabla, and a combination of a hang drum or kind of log drum percussion instruments. Very, very cool sounds. Fantastic for demonstrating microphones. So this time you're not going to get to see me strumming or singing or anything like that, so you get off lightly there. But trust me, the guys at AT were gracious enough to let us cover the place in cameras and GoPros and all sorts of stuff. So there is some amazing footage and some amazing audio to be heard. But let's get back to the mic itself just for the moment. As far as microphones go and control and that sort of stuff goes, there's really not that much to do. Stick it in front of whatever you want to record, plug it in, whack on the phantom power, and go for it. There's no pads, there's no filters, there's no polarity settings. This is a condenser microphone, a cardioid condenser microphone, and it's beautiful. Now, the technology that's gone into this thing is, to say the least, impressive. So first of all, 4 condenser capsules. But it gets weirder than that. 4 rectangular condenser capsules. Now, there is plenty of science behind why rectangular capsules, and I'm not even going to try to go anywhere near explaining that. While we were at Real World, I was fortunate enough to get some time to pin down and interrogate, so to speak, product specialist for Audio-Technica, Alex Lepges, and he did a far better job of explaining the whys and wherefores and some of the tech and innovation that's gone into the 50 series and the 5047 in particular. However, from all the conversations that we had on the day and all the kind of instruction and learning type stuff that was going on, I've picked up a couple of things. First of all, small diaphragm condenser microphones are very good at picking up fast transient responses. Large diaphragm condenser microphones have a very good signal-to-noise ratio. Now that's normally the trade-off between having small diaphragm and a little bit more noise, or large diaphragm and not so great on transients, which is sometimes what makes you choose between 2 different microphones. By playing with the tension across the diaphragm and messing with the number of resonant frequencies, so effectively you don't get any resonant frequencies, they've produced a microphone which is both very, very fast and has a fantastic signal-to-noise ratio. So as I said before, there are four of these rectangular elements or diaphragms inside the 5047. Now, normally to get a balanced signal, a balanced output, which you kind of need for modern microphones and modern recording desks, you would run that through a transformer. Now, because of the 4 diaphragm network, you can have 2 wired in phase or hot, 2 wired effectively with an opposite polarity giving you cold, therefore no need for a transformer. And actually that's what they've done in the 5040 microphone. The 5047 has been designed to be a bit more kind to us recording engineers and not be quite so demanding on your preamp section or your console. And inside here there is a specifically custom made transformer, especially made for AT. So it has to be said, there's not much to talk about on the outside with the 5047 mic. The body itself, there's no switches, no dials, no thumb screws, no nothing. It's a beautiful thing to hold, a beautiful thing to touch. It feels lovely. It's got a really nice quality feel about it. However, the shock mount is a joy in itself. The team at Audio-Technica have basically gone back and said, what does a shock mount need to do? Because we can do it better. And this is just glorious. The engineering behind it, the feel of it, it's a really lovely quality product. Of course, when you're putting a microphone that's that expensive into something, you don't want it to fall over or fall out. On that front, you genuinely do get what you pay for. These mics are a little more expensive than some of their counterparts, but trust me, it's worth it. They are beautiful and they sound just as beautiful. As with microphones generally, the proof is in the pudding, the eating, or in this case, the listening. So in this video, what we're going to do is feature one of the performances that happened on the day at Real World. Now, in this particular track, you're going to hear the double bass, which was recorded on 2 microphones, but primarily the 5047 on the lower end of the double bass. The log drum also had a 5047 over the top, and the male vocal had a 5047. All the other instruments were all mic'd up, I believe, by 50 series microphones, or predominantly by 50 series microphones. There was also a Neumann binaural head in the middle to get the main stereo image, and it did a fantastic job of that. But the main thrust of the sound is coming from the 50 series mics. So have a listen. We've got 2 more of these video reviews coming up featuring the 50 series microphones, featuring some amazing performances and some amazing music. And some incredible talent as well, I'll be totally honest there. So sit back and enjoy this one. I certainly did live on the day, even though I had a camera in my hand. But for now, this has been the Audio-Technica 5047 microphone. My name's James Ivey, and I will see you again very soon for some more gear talk.